good afternoon, good evening, friends. Hope you guys are all doing well. Hi, Brad. Hi, Miko. Hello, hello. Hope you guys are having a good Friday. Hope your week went well. We are back in Lemon Cake again. It's the 7th time. Maybe the seventh go is the charm, you know? Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the day that we find the lemon cake recipe. It's no longer Friday. Well, then that just means it's Saturday. Saturday is a good day, right? Saturday is a solid day. Happy Saturday morning for you. Let's see. So, I don't remember what we were doing in lemon cake. And I have not been writing notes. Oh yeah, we got a cat. I don't know if we can do anything with our cat. I think... Did we figure out what... So we did all the secret notes. The cookbook... I think just gives tips, right? Yeah. Like, this tip is... for some reason I thought the cookbook might have recipes in it. For some reason my brain was like, is that how it works? But no. Also, I don't remember resetting our cow. Did she reset? Does she reset each day? Like, can we feed her milk? I've been wondering that. Okay, I think milk brings her back to the original color. So if we give her, like, an apple... Oh, she doesn't like apples. Oh, also, wait, guys, look at this. I had no idea you could do this. You can go back to the tree and put the fruit back. It's unreal. I had no idea. I had no idea that was a possibility. Alright, let me do a test. Let me sanity check myself here. If we give our cow milk, yes, it goes back to the default color. Good, good. Okay, we should brush chickens and Mabel, make sure everyone's happy. What are we making today? We have honey macarons, so that needs honey, and then it's just raisins, I think, or like grapes. So grapes and honey. 2 of each, I guess. Yeah, I had no idea that if you plucked up fruit, as long as it's like before it respawns, you can just toss it back. Which I had no idea that that was a thing. So that was something that I learned this week that I was like, I should share this. This could be useful. Let's see. Oh, is there only one cat today? Well, hopefully it gets adopted. Oh, we can't. She doesn't want to talk to us? Oh my goodness. Why is she so angry? Oh, I guess we're stepping in her? I guess I'd be mad if someone stepped in me as a ghost too. I guess let's make 2 of these honey macarons. Because I feel like they must be a little expensive with this many ingredients in them. But who knows? What do I know? What do I know about price in this game, truthfully? Let's make a raisin bread. Actually, we can make 2 of these. Anyway, hope you guys have been doing well. I've been doing well. Been like a pretty decent week. Not bad at all. Trying to think. It's been like a little busy, I guess, but again, not the end of the world. What else? What else has been going on? Glad it's been a good week. Thanks, me too. It's nice when things go well, you know? I did have, I guess, a client try and go wild this week, but I just didn't let him get away with that. That's good to hear. Stay hydrated. Thank you, Kendo. Thank you. Yes, I will definitely do that. Luckily, it's also been a little bit cooler I'm not gonna say that we were in like a true... Well, I guess it was unseasonably hot here for a bit, but we had a couple storms come through, so it is significantly cooled off from there. So that's definitely been nice. I'm kind of wanting a busy week since I've been doing nothing since my exams ended in May. Yeah, I felt like I always struggled in school after I graduated. Around like, I don't know, like I would be in like really bad habits over the time that I was off, I guess. And I definitely didn't feel very productive. And then I would have a hard time like coming back into like needing to be productive. So I could totally get that. I feel you there. Okay, this person wants a grape popsicle. What is that? One. We should give this person coffee. I realized, so coffee fully resets their counter. So if you know that somebody is going to need food, like they've put in their order, and it's like, especially if it's like one of the expensive ones, you can kind of just toss the coffee at them like right before you're gonna give them something, and then you get the full perfect order status and they give you a tip. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Alright, let's refill some of our carts. It also makes it so that there really is no rush in this game. It's not a big deal. What if someone's about to get mad, I guess? I think Miss Bonbon will automatically give them coffee, but she won't do it unless it's like the last second kind of situation. Alright, let's get 2 of these cooking. Okay, we need, let's see. Let's do 1. Grab her coffee. We'll just give 2 and 4 their orders, that's fine. We don't need every order to be perfect. We're not going for like some weird, crazy completionist status over here. We're just vibing, getting our bakery going. What do we need? We need more grapes. Speaking of grapes, I'm actually growing grapes for the first time. They were growing last year, I guess, but they don't fruit in their first year. But I went out the other day to check on them, and I realized that I actually have grapes coming in, which is very exciting. So I'm pretty hyped about that. Pretty excited about that. Alright, let's see. It's 2. We'll cook another for 1, and then we will give them coffee. Our 1 cat got adopted. Perfect. Yeah, I forget. The funny thing is I actually have no memory of what kind of grapes they are. So don't ask me the variety, because I won't know it. I think they were a dual-purpose grape, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, I think that they are one that you could eat, but you could also use for fermentation and stuff. But I don't remember what their actual type is. So, you know, there is that. Probably should have kept the thing around. Hello, Maggie, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Hope your Friday is going well. Just playing some lemon cake. Working on slowly progressing through the game. This game looks really cute. It is super cute. If you like, Harvest Moon. It's kind of like Harvest Moon mixed with Overcooked, I guess, but it's very chill. You can take everything at your own pace, so it's not quite as frenetic, I would say, as Overcooked normally is. But it's got very nice style. I like the person who made this game. They also made a game called Capybara Spa, which is also super cute. And they're in the middle of making another game called The Ranch of Rivershine, which if you ever played the Barbie Horse Adventures games, it's like definitely a spiritual successor to that game, and I am super hyped about it. I don't know when they're going to release Ranch of Rivershine, but when it comes out, y'all will know because I will be going absolutely nuts over it. Completely feral. Alright, so what should we make for, let's see. We can either get a lemon sorbet, carrot cupcake, or the lemon wafer. I'm trying to think, what do we need more of? I feel like the lemon sorbet, we probably need more ice creams that we can make use of. Miko actually, I think Miko was actually the first one who was playing Capybara Spa that I had seen, and I was like, yo, this game looks cute, and she was like, it is mad fun. And I was like, I want to play that game sometime. And then I was like, you know what, I really want to play Lemon Cake, because that looks totally up my alley. And then, yeah, it's kind of just from there, I was like, who makes these games? I need to know. They're doing good work. I appreciate them. Let's see, what's our last one? I think we need a raisin bread. No, we don't. It's a sweet roll. 2 is the raisin bread. Yeah, see, Miss Bonbon is great if a customer is about to lose their mind because we have not served them. Not heard of any of those games, that they sound interesting. Capybara Spa, how to make the most money with capybara customers and force butterflies and bees to work hard. Yeah, Miko kind of built a capitalist empire in there. That's true. I don't know. I feel like it's very chill though, but maybe you felt the grind of making your spa the best spa it could be. I feel like I would probably be a little bit more relaxed, but maybe not. I guess there's been plenty of points in here that I have not been particularly relaxed. Yeah, I guess we're just waiting for the day to end. Cool. I don't even remember what we have unlocked here. For some reason, I imagined there to be oranges too in Capybara Spa. I need to make money because the capybara wanted, like, upgraded spas. They wanted the jacuzzi. Jacuzzis cost money. Yeah, hey. They're your customers, man. If, you know, you gotta do what the customers want, right? To a point, right? Customer's always right is, like, not... I don't find that to be correct. But you gotta at least, you know, be appealing in some way. Okay, I think we were next going for... I think we're next going for curtains, and then maybe the dog? How much is the dog? Oof, the dog's expensive. Curtains next. Alright, let's reset this menu. Not all the time. Yeah, customers are not right all of the time. I take issue with that, that stance. I think I've said before that, like, at one point I worked in retail, in, like, a managerial role, and we used to have people that would, like, literally, like, I don't think I've ever seen people try and, like, squeeze through an almost closed gate to, like, buy t-shirts. I was like, you guys have to calm down. It's not that serious. Do not come here at closing time, okay? Alright, so we're doing a lemon sorbet. I don't know if we want to get too wild. I guess, what have we not done in a hot minute? I don't think we've done the flan. And we need something kind of short, I guess. Was it Uniqlo? It was Uniqlo. I don't know why people were wilding. I mean, I thought of you a little bit when you were telling me that you lined up outside of Uniqlo for the Final Fantasy collab. Um, but we did not have this was many years ago that I worked at Uniqlo and as a manager. But yes, it was Uniqlo. The worst part about Uniqlo is A ranking, hands down. They used to make us fold everything in the store until it looked perfect from like the face outs, and then we had to send photos of all these different areas in the store to the head office in Tokyo. And then they would send back they would be like, I noticed that your shirts are not in the correct color order. Please fix them and then resend the photo. And that was rough. And the worst would be, I think it was like Thursday nights we would be A ranking. And if you came like Thursday, like people would just be in the store, right? Like normal Thursday night, people are shopping, people have stuff that they want to buy. If you were in the store while we were trying to A rank, it was basically the worst combo for everybody because you're just trying to shop. We're all just trying to live, and and like people would, you have to inevitably, if you want to try things on, you got to take things off the shelves, and it would mess up all of the A ranking, and it was terrible. So yeah, it was, I don't know, it was, there's a reason I don't work in retail anymore. I just don't have that kind of patience. I feel like some people have that level of patience, and I'm not one of them. I like struggle to be kind and understanding to people. Working customer service is tough. You get to see you do get to see all the crazy people. I will say the job that I saw the weirdest people was not Uniqlo. I've had a lot of like weird disparate jobs between like, you know, when I was like home from college, you know, like those in between summer jobs are always weird, or working in retail or whatever. Well, there was a summer that I spent working as like a lobbyist, or like for a lobbyist group. I was a canvasser. So, you know, those people that like talk to you on the street or like come to your house to like ask you for money for some cause? I did that. And it's something. I don't know. It's kind of like going to con artist school, actually. As terrible as it sounds, you become very good at understanding immediately who the marks are, like who the people who will give you money are. And everyone had like a type that would give them money, which is like very con artist feeling. But the key is they would send us to grocery stores. And I don't know if you've ever been to a grocery store at like weird hours, like normal hours of the day. If you work in retail, maybe you have, because you have days off that are not necessarily just weekends. But if you've ever been to a grocery store at like 10:30 a.m. on a Tuesday, on not a holiday, there might be some weird people there. You quickly realize that every weird person in the world has to eat at some point. They have to. And so they're going to be at a grocery store at some point, probably. And I didn't know that because I was in college. So I was unprepared for the level of like very strange, often uncomfortable people that I came in contact with at the outside the grocery store. So I don't know. I think people who work at grocery stores are very strong for that reason, because they have to deal with some folks for sure. I don't think I have it in me to do that, but they are strong. This one's so weird because I always think it has flour in it, and it does not, so it bamboozles me, the flans. Like, I know conceptually that a flan does not have flour in it, but in my brain, it does. Let's actually, we gotta do the one that we need to bake. Let's put this, and let's do some of these sorbets. Let's make sure that the flan does not burn. That would be sad. Put 2 of these, and this, and grab that. That can sit. I forgot last time we did not put anything on the pass-through window. We should also probably cook one more flan, just because they take so long. Wait, can I put this back? Y'all, this is game-changing. I cannot believe I had no idea you could put stuff back. I've been out here living like this half-life over here, unaware that I didn't have to run to the trash can literally ever. I could just put things back where they came from. Gives you a lot of people knowledge, I suppose, which does sound very useful to have. It is, I think it is useful. I think that level of people knowledge, I think I realized at some point that it was like great power and therefore great responsibility. Like, understanding people that you could take advantage of was, I guess, I don't want to say good to know, but it was eye-opening in some way that you could, like, understand people's behaviors, but it also meant that you had to use that knowledge to, like, not be a terrible person. So, kind of key there. Let's see, this is 2 that wants this. This person wants a flan. They will get that. We will make another. We'll give this person this flan. But yeah, canvassing was a trip. I don't know. It was a very weird situation to be in. Because it was all of us were college kids who were like on break. It was just a really weird like work environment, I guess. Very strange. Sometimes uncomfortable. What should we, I guess, well, no, we have time. We can make some strawberry donuts. Put this here. This in the pass-through. Pass-through is handy with Miss Bonbon. Like, now that she picks stuff up and she puts it on the display cases, I'm a big fan. I'm all about it. Strawberry donuts. I know. This game, I will say, this game is extremely dangerous to play if you're hungry, because it's going to make you very hungry. You are gonna feel it for sure. It's not that great about making you feel appeased. I don't know, it's just something, they all just look so appetizing. I think that's what it is. Like, even though it's like got these really cutesy graphics, somehow the food just, like, I don't know, it makes me hungry every time, which I feel like it's always a challenge for me because I'm always streaming right before dinner for myself. Like, we stream 6 to 9 p.m. my time. I eat dinner at like 9:30, 10. So I'm pretty hungry, like, when we're in here. So I do feel the strain of it sometimes where I'm like, man, I'm just getting hungrier and hungrier and looking at all these sweets. A dangerous proposition. Okay, we want this. Probably need to refill my carts as well. So what do we need? We need one of these and a straw, at least. Let's see. We can do the sorbet just now. Bring snacks to your stream. I probably should. I am in a bad... I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't eat a lot. I kind of freaked out. I kind of freaked out my, last time I went to the doctor. So my doctor is really chill. She's an internist. She's, like, real chill to talk to, which I vastly appreciate in someone who's responsible for my health. But she always has medical students. And for some reason, it's always, like, this time of year that the med students are, like, hanging out with her. And not to be mean to med students, but they're like interns, right? So they're often like kind of nervous, and sometimes their people skills need some work. And recently, the last time I was there, I guess she was like, I don't know, she was like busy with somebody else or something, so it was meant to, since it was just a checkup anyway, she was trying to just get her med student boys to just like do the basics of my checkup, but they were very nervous. I don't know why, but I guess I was intimidating to them or something. And they had no idea what to ask me. They were like very confused as to why I was there. And I was like, I don't know, you guys told me to be here. Like, I don't generally go to the doctor like for laughs. And at one point they were like asking me about my diet, and I was like, well, I don't eat that much because I'm like pretty sedentary, you know, like I work from home. So I'm like at my desk most of the day, and I don't really do any sports or anything right now. So I kind of just, I don't eat like a ton of calories, but I also just like don't burn a lot of calories. And I guess, I don't know, my husband told me that was kind of an alien way to say that to those people, because they were kind of, they like didn't know how to respond. They were like, oh, that's very technically correct, but kind of weird. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, I don't move around that much, so I don't need a lot of food to sustain me. But they were definitely weirded out. They were not ready for that answer, for sure. So, note to self, maybe not the best answer for some people. Maybe not the way to go. There's so many flans. Like, what is this? A flan party? I'm going crazy. Same for me. I don't need a lot of food to... Yeah, exactly. Like, if you don't have a lot going on, you don't need, like, tons of calories. You're just kind of vibing, you know? My husband was like, you kind of described yourself like you would describe a snake. Like, it just sits there and hangs out. So it doesn't consume a lot of calories. And I was like, yeah, well, it's not untrue. Udon and I are sometimes very like, Udon being our pet snake, but I was like, I thought it was reasonable to say that. I don't know, they were running out of stuff to ask me, so they were just, I don't know, they were trying to grill me on everything. It didn't help, like, when we got in there, they were like, do you have any, like, I don't know, like, medical conditions? And I was like, well, I have anxiety, so, you know, like, mental illness-wise, that's something to be aware of. And then they proceeded to grill me on my medical history, and I was like, fam, what did you not understand about me having anxiety? Like, you making me feel like this is an inquisition is not making me feel less tense. They were like, your blood pressure is a little high. I was like, it's always high when I'm here, friends. Like, you have to, like, surprise me with the blood pressure test, otherwise it's gonna be high. Like, I have to be thinking about something else. That's just how this brain works, okay? But, I don't know, they didn't know what to do with that. But then my doctor came in and we just, like, had a chat and it was fine. All was well. They did not understand anxiety. They, like, didn't... Like, they nodded and they were like, oh, okay, fair. And they were like, are you medicated for it? And I was like, no, you know, like, I'm at a point right now that it's pretty fine without medication, so just hang in. But then they proceeded to be like, oh, you're unmedicated? We're gonna make you feel like you should be medicated. We're gonna make you nervous. I was like, dang. Really? Like, do we have to go that hard? feel like we did not. Also, I don't know, our bakery has never been shut down, and we have bugs in it all the time. And the inspector dude is just like, just sweep some of them up, bro. Just catch a couple. So, I don't know. Maybe it's because he's also a ghost. Maybe he, like, doesn't think it's that big of a deal to have bugs in your bakery. I would think it was a big deal, but okay, like we could do curtains or we could save up for the dog. We're gonna have to get, if we want to like complete everything, we need to get curtains, dog, cake, and then the rabbit to get everything. And honestly, we're at level 34, I think, right now. The lemon cake recipe is at 35. So um maybe let's just save up for the dog. I guess the cake and the curtains are not that much. Let's save up for the dog. So, menu-wise, I think we're just gonna go again with this menu. I don't like min-maxing because I find it too annoying to have too many recipes at once. Probably the best thing is you can probably get 100% like every day if you go hardcore, but I'm always just vibing. I think bugs would be difficult to avoid in a bakery. I think they would be too, but I still don't think you can get away with that many bugs and like not being like reprimanded. But true, rats are a bigger problem. Um that does remind me of when they were moving Tsukiji Fish Market in Tokyo. There was like a big question about where all of the rats were going to go, and they were really worried that because they were moving the fish market and there were so many rats in and around the fish market that the rats would then just like spill out into the surrounding area and like wreak havoc. I have no idea what ended up happening with the rats. They probably just moved somewhere. I don't know. But I just remember that being like a real concern for people, that they were like, but what about the rats though? And it was like, well, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I kind of like the white and orange, like creamsicle cow. I think that's like maybe one of the cuter ones. But yeah, I didn't hear anything after that about it. So I don't know if they did just spill out and wreak havoc, or, you know, I don't know. Rats and humans have been living together for like a super long time. We go hand in hand, really. So maybe it wasn't even that noticeable. I remember my cousin moved. My cousins were from Texas, and they moved. One of them and his wife moved up to New York. They were not ready for the rats. I clearly remember like my cousin's wife being like, I saw a rat on the subway today, and my husband and I were like, yeah. Like, yes. it is New York City. There are going to be rats on the subway. There are a lot of rats here. They're everywhere. It's a big city with humans. This is the prime place for a rat to live. But they were unprepared. They did eventually move back to Texas. So maybe the rats were a bigger conceptual problem than I made them out to be. I just remember how like freaked out she was, and I was like, yep, that is how rats work. They do end up being wherever humans cluster and leave food and stuff out, you know? We're not very cleanly. We tend to make a bit of a mess. Man, we are blessed. It's a 4-cat day. What more could we want? Our cat cafe is vibing. We are ready to open our bakery. The game did get a lot easier when I unlocked like so many of the higher tier upgrades. Because now so many things are just like automated. I feel like before we were like struggling at points. I heard rats make great pets. They do. There is a streamer, another VTuber that I love, called 2AM Mocha, and she has rats as pets. She has 2 of them, I believe. But they seem like great friends. They're very intelligent. You know, they're used to being around humans. Open a rat cafe next to your bakery. We could. That'd be, I don't know. The thing is, I feel like rats are almost like too smart. Like I feel like a rat cafe, they would all just like escape. They would like go on wild adventures because they would be like, I'm too smart to be contained in here. What were you thinking? Kind of like octopi. Octopi are like that. Like in aquariums, they have to give octopi like puzzles to do. They kind of have to distract them basically from the fact that they're in a tank because they will literally escape. They're like they have the intelligence of like a 2-year-old human baby, so their ability to get out of things is like pretty prolific. So they literally have to just be like, here's a box. Here's a puzzle box. Maybe this will prevent you from going absolutely wild and breaking open your tank. Because I think they had like instances where they would like leave them, I don't want to say like leave them alone, but if they didn't give them mental stimulation, they would literally like take rocks and like smash them against the glass and like try and get out. And it was like a problem. So all of the different aquariums were like, we need to work on this because everyone's octopi are just actual escape artists, and they're gonna cause harm to themselves because they're just so done being in these aquariums. Let's try and do this person with the perfect order first, and then we need to refill our carts. I also never remember to use the dash command. I don't know. Oh, you know what that reminds me? I think I still have, one of the, Mahjong redeems up right now, and, like, not our normal, like, running around channel point redeems. Because we're supposed to have woe there, and I'm pretty sure I turned it off for Mahjong, and I'm pretty sure the, no suit allowed one is still on. Which doesn't make much sense here. Let's see. I guess we can give this person a 2. It's pre-made flan. To be fair, if I was an octopus in an aquarium tank, I would also require some level of stimulation to not be bored out of my mind. So I get it. I understand. I can get that. Honestly, most animals need some kind of, like, what do they call it? Enrichment these days, I think is what they call it. Some kind of stimulation so that they're not just, like, going wild. That's why, like, we have a ball python named Udon, and they're not, like, normally big climbers, but Udon loves to climb on stuff, so we have a little tree in her enclosure so she can vibe out. She loves that thing. She's always up there. I'd go crazy too if all I could do was swim back and forth. Exactly. Like, that's not living. It doesn't take much to get bored doing that. So I get it. Law and Order just takes so long. I can give this person coffee though. There we go, reset that. I was like, what are we gonna do with these lemons that we've just stocked up on? Alright, we need, let's see, 1 strawberry and a fawn. Toss that in here. I love zoos, but now it gives me mixed feelings. I don't like zoos, and in general, I don't like a lot of aquariums. I think aquariums are sometimes fine for smaller species that would already be living in a very small environment, but for like sharks and stuff that travel many miles, I don't really think it's super appropriate. The one exception I have is that I know that there are some like zoos and stuff out there that only take in animals that can't live in the wild. So that's... I'm kind of down with that. Like, if an animal can't survive in the wild, and we need, like, a rehabilitation center, I think that's fine. But, in general, I think it's better to just have, like, wildlife preserves, where they're just living in, like, their natural environment, and you can, like, stop by and maybe see them if they're feeling like hanging out with you. But, I don't know. I was just talking about that with my husband today, actually, where I was like, you know, it feels weird, like, if we had kids, and, like, I don't want to take my kid to the zoo, but, like, I got to go to the zoo as a kid and, like, meet a giraffe, but I also have mixed feelings about a giraffe being kept in a tiny enclosure, so it is complex. I think in general, like, individuals shouldn't feel, like, guilty for systemic problems, though. So if you like going to zoos, I think that's fine. I think we should ask that more zoos be sustainable and, like, you know, having, like, you know, make sure that they're acquiring their animals through legal means and taking good care of them while they have them. But I don't think it's, like, I don't think the onus is on individual people to be like, we all have to boycott zoos. If you go to a zoo, you're a bad person. I don't think that's true. I think it's just, they're tough. Yeah, big difference is that it's not commercial. Exactly. Yeah, like there's something to be said for capturing animals, keeping them in small cages, and then like profiting. You would hope that, you know, stuff is there for educational purposes, but gotta make sure the animals are doing well, are taken care of. What do we do here? What do we want? We just did... Maybe we do... I'm trying to think if there's anything, like, special. I'm never making this lollipop because it has too many ingredients. We haven't done a marshmallow twist in a hot second. Let's do marshmallow twist. Let's do soft serve. Maybe we do... I don't think we've... I guess we made the carrot pie once. Thing is, the carrots are kind of hard to deal with. But maybe we do carrots and chocolate. Maybe that's okay. And we can do like a chocolate chip cookie. And this is a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna take that out. This is fine. We'll accept our 70% tip. Love seeing animals up close and learning about them, but I'd want to see them live happily too. Exactly. It's all about just wanting, you know, wanting what's best for them. That's the best you can do. I didn't even notice. Did we put this painting up? I feel like we did. Let's read Miss Bonbon's diary. Tuesday, October 13th, 2020. I had a visitor for the first time in forever today. Rosaldia was so kind and helpful. We were able to open a bakery again for a few days. I hope they'll come back. We've been here, girl. It's better compared to like 50 years ago, but much to improve on. Agreed. 100%. Slow progress, but progress nonetheless, you know? Let's see. Yeah, sometimes, I don't know, the cocoa seems to take a hot minute to grow back. I guess we could do 2 and 2. Was that all of them? Yes. Okay. I think these take the longest to cook. The pies. Happy chickens. Yes. We strive for Happy animals. We don't want anyone to be sad here. Doesn't do anyone much good. Let's do another set of eclairs. You know, actually, these carrot pies don't take so long to bake. And let's do, I guess we'll do a chocolate chip cookie. Oh, actually, yeah, I gotta see. I don't think, I gotta see if there's a chick over there by the chickens, because we had a chick last time. Also, thank you for the hydrate, Maggie. I will do that. Like, slurped that really weirdly, so apologize for that sound effect. It's probably unpleasant. Ooh, another 4-cat day. The best days are 4-cat days. Like, who can complain with the max number of cats come to your cat cafe? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think the chickens have a chick, so we should get them a chick. Let's get a chick going. Gonna grab an egg. This is kind of weird. And there you go. Look at this tiny chick. He's so cute. Tiny, goofy little chick. Alright, I think we probably want to bake one more pie and one eclair. One to keep on the side table and one to keep in the back here. I don't know which one cooks slower. I think the eclair. So we'll keep the eclair back here. Grab this, put this on the pass-through, and then we could probably just go ahead and open. I'll just add one more cocoa and a carrot to our little carts. There we go. Alright, another eclair. I'm not super good at going and, like, filling up ingredients, like topping them off before I need them, which is okay, but sometimes we could really use the proactive thought. Sometimes it's a little rough. We sold a pastry. Cool. Did our girl? Okay, yeah, she is carrying them out. Sometimes she's like a little bit weirdly bugged with carrying the stuff from the pass-through to the display case windows, so we've had to like watch her occasionally. Make sure that she's up to snuff. See, we want another soft serve, and I'll have to get some cocoa. Whoop, we'll just turn around. This person, and then we should make one of these. The bees also helped so much. The bees make everything, like, pop up faster. Actually, I always forget this. I always forget that you can't, like, get something from the minecart that you already have in your hand. Like, it just grabs the minecart one first. And you're like, oh, okay. Cool. You're always faster than me, somehow. Inanimate object, though you are. Alright, let's get some more cocoa. There we go. So we've got, let's see, the one order on 2. This one we'll put in the back. And then... really no marshmallow twists. I don't know. Some days we have like everyone wants a marshmallow twist, and then other days it's like no one. No one wants this. Today seems like a big ice cream day. Okay, let's put one of these pies to bake. We want to... oh, see? Okay, I spoke too soon. The marshmallow twist people just came in at lunchtime. The classic time to eat a marshmallow twist. Okay, let's do another pie. The music is also pretty good in this game, I won't lie. It's very cute. They did a good job conveying the vibe. Alright, let's see. Person at 1 needs this. Then we'll make our marshmallow twist. The magic broom has really been the true MVP of the whole thing. Because without that, the spills were probably one of the hardest things to manage. They just didn't... they were hard to like get time to like pick up the broom and like use it, because then you had to like put the broom back. You can like run out of the room to like reset the broom technically, but it's always kind of just arduous. So that was a solid investment, because we also didn't lose out on any like experience. The one negative, I guess, about the like some of the upgrades, I guess, like the sprinklers in the greenhouse, is that you kind of lose out on all the experience you would get from watering plants. So it's a bit of a downer. We need, let's see, one of these. Magic broom for magic chefs. Exactly, exactly. I mean, to be fair, this bakery was previously owned by a ghost. We literally just like walked into her bakery and she, I don't know, I don't even know how we got here. I think we like honestly broke into her bakery. And then she was kind of like, do you want to work here? And we were like, yeah, sure. Sounds good. So it's been a weird journey in here for sure. Let's see, what's the last thing? We need another cookie. Alright, let's grab that. So, you know, I guess in a world where we're working for some, you know, some ghost lady, it's not that weird that we have a magic broom. So we can do carrot cupcake, lemon wafer, or how long do these cook for? Or lemon meringue. Ooh. I'm tempted by the lemon meringue, but it does take a long time. Let's just go, I guess we'll just finish up with the carrot cupcake because it's so short to bake. We really need like short to bake items. Because if they take too long, they're actually very hard to keep on a menu, especially if there's multiple of them on one menu, so. There's that one, and then we're just waiting for this eclair to bake. I'm amazed you memorized all. Oh, no, okay. If I move here, if I click on it, I'm like covering it with my hair, but it shows me what is in each thing. There, you don't have to memorize anything. The only thing I've like vaguely memorized is kind of, you basically larger items take longer to bake. So you kind of just know like, okay, if someone's ordering like one of the big cakes or the big pies or something, those take a long time. But yeah, no, I'm not memorizing anything. It is giving me the guide. If we had to memorize stuff, I probably would not have lasted this long because I would have like burned out. I would have been like, there's no way. there would be no space in my brain to memorize as many recipes as we have. Some of them are easy, like the marshmallow twist is just the marshmallows. The soft serve is like just the marshmallow, or like the sugar, I guess, sugar and milk. So some of them are like you pick it up over time, but yeah, no, none of this is me actually knowing things. I'm just hiding it with my hair so I look fancier. I used to like put myself on the bottom right corner, but I felt like it was more awkward for me to cover up the orders that were coming in, so you couldn't even like really see like what we were aiming for. So I was like, I'll just cover up the recipes. They're a little bit less interesting. Luna, I love this game. I'm glad. I love it too. I know a lot of people like burn out a little bit on it. Is pretty lengthy, and I guess like we got taken by surprise as to how long it was. So I can definitely like see that, but I've enjoyed it. I think it's been fun. I'm gonna remove this menu because it was actually kind of hectic, and because we got the cupcake, we get like 53% tip by using it, so might as well take advantage. We love ourselves some eggs Benedict. Oh wait, what? It doesn't want that? Oh, whatever. We'll just keep going. We haven't done a sweet roll in a hot minute. What else do we want to do? Can you shortcut the bottom recipes to your keyboard? Or can you already 1 to 5 recipe book? That is a fine question. I actually haven't tested that. We can test that on this run. I don't see them having a quote-unquote number assigned to them, but that is a good question. So we'll test. We'll find out. What do we want to do in this one? We just did chocolate, so maybe we do strawberry ice cream. And we just did a flan, but I don't really want to do... I don't know, I don't want to do anything too... Actually, this is fine. We're at 100% tip. Why am I agonizing over this? Okay, let me see. Oh, you can You can, Yasten. You can shortcut it to 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty smart. I had not been doing that. But now, that would make things faster. It's not one of those games that you have to go fast, for sure, but there are definitely ways to, like, increase efficiency if you wanted to, like, cruise. Because the more that you, like, bake and stuff, the more money you make and the more experience you get, so... It's just one of those games that takes a very long time if you're kind of, like, slow playing it, but you can play it much faster, I'm sure. There's someone probably speed running Lemon Cake that is like, yeah, you can complete this in, like, very few days if you are quick. Thursday, February 18th. Today we celebrated the reopening of the bakery, and my favorite apprentice baker, Rosaldia, really came back. It's been so much fun having them around to rebuild the bakery together. Wasn't the previous note 2020? I don't know. That was a big time skip, I felt like. Oh yeah, we got our dog. And our cat. Oh, do we only pick one? To pet? That seems kind of brutal. Maybe he's sleeping. Maybe I'm not supposed to be bothering him. I'm like bothering the dog and the game is like, dude, leave him alone. He's trying to rest. Let him be. Let him live, please. Alright, so today we need lemons and strawberries. There we go. We gotta brush our cow and our chickens. Let's see. Let's make... Oh wait, these are not lemons. These are carrots. I don't even think we can make anything with lemons. I don't know how we get them out of here. Alright, well I borked that, I think. That's fine. That is okay. For some reason I was like, oh, they're yellow. It must be a lemon. No, it is not, Raz. It is not at all. So that might slow us down a little bit, but we're fine. We'll just do a little bit of running. Okay, so we need carrots instead of lemons. That is kind of tragic. If you fill up your carts and then you don't have any recipe that can make use of them, you're like stuck with the items in the carts until the next day. I'll go to sleep now. Thanks for having me. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you for stopping by, Maggie. I really appreciate it. I hope you rest well, and I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for stopping by, though. Alright, we got these two. Let's make an eggs Benny. Might as well. And then I think we will fill up with the carrots, because the strawberries are like right outside the door, I guess, so we don't really need them in the back. Let's make one of these and... Oop. Actually, we'll make two. They do cook so fast, though. So it's kind of not the end of the world if we don't have them ready. Carrot one. Waiting for the carrots to pollinate. Alright, grab this one here. This will go here, and then we can open the bakery after we pet our two cats for our cat cafe. The conspiracy theory, the chat conspiracy theory, is that it's the same cats that keep coming back and getting adopted because they know it's a nice place to like vibe and get snugs and stuff. But that it's not multiple cats, it's like the same like 6. The same 6 cats that keep coming back, hanging out. Yeah, see, this is what I was afraid of. Sometimes she bugs out and she does not move stuff from the display. So I always wonder if it's better to just like not have something in the window, but sometimes she grabs them just fine, so. Hard to say. Hard to say what the best move with the AI is. This strawberry ice cream cone looks so appetizing. Like, I would definitely eat that. Strawberry is not even my favorite flavor of ice cream, though it's certainly not bad. But man, that looks so good. Already had a cat adopted. Perfect. What more could we want, really? Alright, we'll drop this Eggs Benedict off. We need someone else wants an Eggs Benny. I think if you like bake enough of a certain recipe, it'll like be sparkling. I'm not sure if that means that it's worth more because you're like a specialist in it or something, or if it's just purely cosmetic, truthfully. I do not know. But we have a couple recipes that we've got in the sparkling range, including the Eggs Benedict. Oh, they do not. The ice cream does not go in the oven, Raz. That is not the way. I also like keep wanting to put the flour in it, which again, an ice cream does not have flour in it either, so very questionable choices that my brain is trying very hard to make right now. Let me actually make another ice cream and then I'll just toss that on the side table because running back and forth for the ice cream, a bit arduous. Just a touch. Okay, we need Eggs Benedict. And an ice cream. All of our ovens are slowly leaving us. Make one more Eggs Benny. The one, like, negative thing, I guess I would say, quote-unquote negative thing, is once you get Miss Bonbon to help you out, she does auto-take orders. You kind of, before that point, could, I don't want to say game the system, but if you didn't pick up an order, you just let them sit there, their order timer, like, didn't start ticking down until, like, a certain amount of time had passed. So you could kind of leave orders on, like, hold, and, like, juggle them a little bit easier, but she, like, gets them immediately. On the plus side, if you have the coffee, which you need to unlock her anyway, she will give them coffee if they're about to get angry and, like, leave or something, but it is, I think, a little bit more, like, conceptually stressful. Like, the brain finds it more stressful to just see these timers all, you know, ticking down simultaneously, but in reality, it's not that bad. It just takes a second or two to switch your brain into the, oh, don't worry, we've got this. We've got plenty of time. There's no need to rush. Let me get one more carrot going. Nice carrot cupcake. I love carrot cake, so I would love a carrot cake cupcake. That would be pretty ideal for me, honestly. Carrot cake is just so good. It's almost like unbeatable. I don't know. I don't really know a different kind of cake that I like more than carrot cake generally. I swear, every time we have Eggs Benedict on the menu, it's, like, insanely popular, and I can't blame them, because Eggs Benedict is, in fact, delicious. But it's like every person, like, at least 50% of the orders will be Eggs Benedict. It's almost guaranteed, truthfully. Let's toss this sweet roll in quick, and then we need 2 carrots for 2 carrot cupcakes. There we go. Let's just put the other one in. What is this? 3 wants this one. And then we have 2 wants an Eggs Benny. And our final order. There we go. Great. Evenings are a lot less, like, stuff to do in the bakery now that we've unlocked so many things. Definitely a lot less, chores. We used to have to clean up after everybody or we'd get yelled at, but now Miss Bonbon does that. We don't have to clean up after anybody. Because the magic broom cleans up after us in the kitchen, and she cleans up after everyone else out in the bakery. Okay, so these we can get, so we will purchase those, and then the cake is $2.30, and then the rabbit is $4.80. This is, I think we'll just go with the 60% tip. This was not a bad, it would have been better if I did not fill our carts with lemons that we did not need even remotely. But it was not a difficult menu to work with. Yeah, I feel like we can't interact with any of our pets when they're asleep, which, fair. Sunday, March 21st. Inspector Mustache came back today. I couldn't believe my eyes. It's been so long since I've seen him. Of course, he had to come by and make some trouble. Well, it was kind of nice to have him visit too. Oh yeah. The inspector and Miss Bonbon were like bitter enemies at the beginning, and now they've become like friendly, and it's kind of nice to see. I wasn't sure if they were gonna like make it a weird like ghost romance thing, but they have thus far held off on that. We've had no ghost romances so far. None yet. Alright, we got these. Our carts are now no longer half filled with things we can't make use of. So that is a positive. Let's get cooking some of these. Whoop. And we need ice cream as well. Let's do... Yeah, see, every time I'm like so close to grabbing the flour. I don't know why my brain is like, flour goes in ice cream. Like, no, it does not. No, it does not. That is not the way. And then we probably want some eggs Benny. We probably want one. And then we probably want one of each of these, and then we'll fully refill our carts. And then let's put... The ice cream can probably go out on the pass-through window, and the cupcake can probably just sit in the back. There we go. There we are. Alright, let me just check. For cat day. Extremely blessed. Weirdly enough, we have two, like, matching, like, pairs of cats. We have these two, which are the same kind of cat, and these two, which are the same color cat. So one of the first times we've seen, like, that many dupes, like a clean split. The beginning of the morning is always awkward because I feel like we just like stand here and watch people and see what they do. Like, imagine going to a cafe and someone just stands there and just watches you. Until you like sit down and order, but they're just like hard staring at you the whole time. It'd be pretty disconcerting. You probably wouldn't return. You'd be like, you know what? I'm good. I'll find a different cafe. Food here's not that good. Alright, so let's see. Let's give this to 1, and then what we'll do, we'll give this person coffee, so we reset their timer. You can only give each person 1 coffee, so you gotta be, I don't know, I don't want to say careful, that's not really the right word, but conscientious of that fact. Did someone... Okay, they haven't bought anything here. I feel like I have to, like, keep my eye on Miss Bonbon because I'm not sure if she's gonna have the pass-through window bug the minute that someone takes one of these display items. She is not. I figured. I knew it. I knew she would be like this. I think we've, like, most of the people that have come in have wanted the cats, and you know what? I don't blame them. I would probably want the cats too. Alright, so let me make some more. Let's make 2 more eggs, Benny. We also need one of the cupcakes. And another eggs, Benny. Let's give this to person at 4. Let's reset this girl's order. Okay, I also need to refill my carts. Probably should have done that before, but that's fine. 12 is like the lunch rush, which is when like way more people come in. So it gets a little busier. I think all of our cats have already been adopted. What a day. It was just cat adoption day. Everyone came in and they were like, you know, I'd rather have a cat. They came for the pastries originally, but then they were like, no, just kidding. Give me a cat. Alright, let's get some more sweet rolls just to like put out on the display case, and we also need another cupcake. Luckily it's like kind of no matter what you put on the display case, eventually someone will take it. By the end, they like don't really look like they want to eat some of the stuff, but they like begrudgingly accept it. It's a mood that's very much like, well, I'm starving to death and this is the only thing they have available, so I guess I'll eat that. The day ends at 4 p.m., so it's probably not worth like making all the display cases full in case most people come in and want to just sit down anyway. Alright, we got one of these ice creams, and we need a cupcake as well. So we will run this out and then quickly make that cupcake. Not bad. I think this cooks fast enough. Let's just reset this person's timer now. Might as well end on a perfect order. Why not? It's extra money. Because they like give you a tip if you have perfect orders. Or like, yeah, like a bigger percentage or something. Extra dollars. We always need that. Now we just wait. Now we just sit. One time there was like a bunch of spills and our magic broom was working on it and we got yelled at for it and it was like we can't even pick up the broom. It's magic. It cleans on its own pace, Miss Bonbon. There's not much we can do. We're doing our best. The green bugs are worth the least and the gold bugs are worth the most, so generally I try and just go by like value priority order, but sometimes we just get like 90% green bugs. You can only do so much. Alright, we need probably like one more day to get the cake. Okay. This menu is done. Let's do maybe blueberry day. So let's do cheesecake. And maybe blueberries and honey. That can be our combo. Or no, let's take out the honey taffy and let's do the milk chocolate. And then that way we can do the ice cream sandwich. And what is our last blueberry or chocolate thing? Trying to think what is the most sane thing without introducing like too much variance. We do flan, we get that. Claire gets that. Cookie. Let's just do cookie because it like cooks the fastest. Wow, our dog is awake for once. Saturday, April 24th. Finally, I figured out how to open the bedroom staircase again. Rosaldia will finally have somewhere to rest after all that hard work they've done. They definitely deserve it. I feel like we've had the upstairs unlocked the whole time. I feel like that was pretty soon after we popped in. Alright, so we're gonna go 50-50 with the cocoa and the blueberries. Clean up our cow and chickens. We pretty much are gonna make mostly the cheesecakes because they take so long. They're a very long cook time. And yeah, let's do one more of those. We can keep one in the back. And then what else do we want to make? I guess chocolate chip cookie, probably. There we go. Like sandy checking myself right now. Alright, 3 here. 1 in the back. And then 2 of these. And then we just need to refill our hearts again. There we go. And let's check how many cats. A 2-cat day. There we go. Now we are open. Can't imagine having to run a bakery of this size with wood-fired ovens. That would be very challenging. Trying to get wood-fired anything to be heated and stay heated at a consistent temperature is like absolutely no joke. It is very difficult. Probably should have had something that did not need a ingredient from the greenhouse at some point, because I can foresee this getting to be a bit backed up. But we could do a slow day, I suppose, and just slow roll it. Also imagine if you came to a bakery and all they served was blueberry cheesecake and chocolate chip cookies and nothing else. You'd probably be confused. You'd be like, you guys good? Or what's going on here? Why is your menu so strangely limited? I think we're just gonna let the display cases go empty, truthfully. We'll just hang out. This is actually a weirdly difficult menu to like execute on correctly. I'm gonna steal from the display case. I mean, it's my display case, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Let me actually put this out. That could go in the display case. Okay, we need cocoa. Okay. Ice cream first. Then the chocolate, which I think is just, yeah, milk chocolate and sweetener. Very, very quick to make, at least. go. Let's see. We'll start the cookie because it needs to bake. There we go. Oh, that's not what. Oh, okay. Did not mean to make the. This person like waiting for a chocolate bar is like, what is taking so long? What's going on? Let's see, it's 3. Who wants the cookie? Let's just drop this and grab another. Actually, I have to put it in the cart. If there's an open cart, it will not let me. It'll just take it out of there and make it difficult to work with. Alright, let's get this person at 2, because they have a perfect order. Okay, gotta get this cheesecake going. And a final ice cream cookie sandwich. There we go. How close is the cheesecake? There we go. Just barely under level 35. I also wonder, I feel like, I don't want to say it's an exploit, but it seems like if you just sit around in the morning before you open the bakery, the broom will just start sweeping up, because I think spills happen on like some kind of timer basis. And you can just get a bunch of experience just from sitting there doing nothing. I don't think it's as worthwhile as like actually baking. But if we were gonna stop and chat at any time, that would be the time. Okay, we have enough for the table and cake. Just be careful when you sit down to eat a snack. I don't want to see any ants around here. Girl, you've already got a lot of bugs in your bakery. I hate to break it to you, but we are not doing well on the not pest front. Alright, now we need like 500 for the rabbit. So, yeah, like I feel like she's being very exacting with us, considering that the inspector finds bugs every single time he shows up. I don't think we need to go that hard, you know. Let's do a cherry menu, because we haven't done the cherry stuff in a while. So let's do a sweet pretzel. We did the biscotti. Let's do a jelly donut. Let's do a cherry bundt cake. And then we can do the flan. And maybe a marshmallow twist. No, we'll just keep the marshmallow twist off. If it doesn't add value, no reason to add one more thing to make. Okay, wait, can I sit down? How do I? Can I eat the cake? Oh, this is unreal. Cake for breakfast? We are living. Truthfully, we're having such a good time. Every time a cat is adopted in the bakery, you'll earn $7.50 coins as an adoption fee. Yep. Cats are free money. You don't have to do anything. They just show up every day. People just pick them up. They require 0 interaction for the adoption. It's a win-win. Oh, we are so close. We're gonna have like 1 or 2 spills while we're baking, and then we should level up. I don't know which of these. I feel like cherry bundt cake, maybe make 3 of these. And then 1 of each of the biscotti and the jelly donut. Because I think the cakes, because they take so long, are like worth the most. Usually. It's like often the most complicated recipe, longest cook time. They offset that by making it expensive. Though I think there are some recipes where that's like not quite true. So we shall see. This needs needs these 3. Sugar, milk, flour, cherry. Okay, yes. Nice. Okay, lemon wafer, lemon meringue, or the waffle sundae. I'm feeling the waffle sundae. It looks so good. But we are just having a cherry menu, which means it'll be a little bit harder for us to get to 100%, I think, unless we do chocolate. So let's just do the lemon wafer. We'll just go in order in this case because I think it'll actually kind of hamper our ability to do 100% menu run. And then, oh yeah, we probably want a flan. Truthfully. Probably should have just gone with that. I forgot that we had 2 kind of like longer cook time items. We will keep this one in the back. This can go out. The flan can go out, and then we'll put the cherry jelly on the window, maybe? Maybe that will be the way. I don't know if you guys like flan. I actually don't. I don't kind of like any gelatinous desserts, which is kind of a terrible way of saying that. It doesn't make them sound particularly appetizing. But flan, I don't really like pudding. I like mousse, like well enough. But it's definitely not like my favorite thing. But I don't like jello. Any of those. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. Maybe I find their movement disconcerting. Let's see. Let's make 1 more flan, because again, long cook time. Toss this out there, and then we will greet the cats. Another 4-cat day. Extremely blessed. Love to see it. And we'll open the bakery. Let me just toss some more wood in here. What does this person want? Biscotti. Let me get another... Whoop, put that back on that tree. It would be nice if you could put fruits back on the trees in real life. You'd be like, actually, I didn't mean to pick this. You're actually not ready. Please return from whence you came. Okay, let's see. There we go. Yeah, she just needs, like, that to be clear, I guess, to, like, get her to pick up whatever the item is on the pass-through window. And let's see, cherry bundt cake. Oh yeah, this one does not have sugar in it. Keep forgetting that. Give this person the flan. Oh yeah, we can give... This person can take this one from the back. I always forget that we like are leaving them there. And let's grab. We need one more? Yes. Let's make more biscotti. I love the look of the biscotti. I don't know what it is. I think it's super cute. In addition to so many of these things looking appetizing, they're also just so cute. Like, who wouldn't want all of these? Even the flan, which I know that I wouldn't even like, looks appetizing. Nice timing on that one. Let me make another flan. This game doesn't make me want jelly donuts a lot. I feel like I haven't had a jelly donut in so many years, and yet every time I play this game, I'm like, man, I wish I had a jelly donut right now. See, percent 4 wants the cake. There we go. Alright, we should make some more, like, cheap stuff. Cheap and or complicated stuff. Or long stuff. The way they just stuff the whole cake in their face, yeah, they go absolutely ham. People do not have, like, a sense of decorum in this bakery. Also, what's up, boo? But yeah, it's like pretty egregious. To be fair, it's how we eat as well, so maybe, you know, glass houses shouldn't throw stones, but we are, it is an experience to watch people eat here. I think I need one more sweet pretzel. Your customers are goals. Is that how you aspire to eat? That's like not generally how I aspire to eat, but is probably how I often end up eating. It's not usually the goal though. I feel like I would like to like live in a space where I have like a bit more decorum than that. I feel like I'm gonna hold, it's like 3 p.m, so I'm gonna hold off on adding too many other things to the mine carts. They seem healthy enough and happy. Yeah, they definitely seem happy. They're definitely having a good time. We've had no complaints thus far, so hey. What can we say? It's just a fun place to be. What do I need? I need a cherry jelly, so one more cherry. Let me quickly, I gotta give some people some coffee. What do I want to do? Biscotti is 4. Give this person. Let's get some perfect orders in here. 1 is the flan. Let's see, we can do, let's do 2 last. Okay, so let's get that last one in the oven and then we'll be good. Firewood and cafe sounds like an anachronism. Well, I'm trying to think. Also, Deadlier Duck, hello. Whack to you as well. I'm trying to think. I feel like cafe culture maybe, I don't know, what is that, 19th century-ish? Kind of salon era Paris? So, in that sense, you would still have had, fire or like coal stoves. But yes, in general, cafe seems like a more modern thing than having, you know, wood-fired ovens. I mean, it would be hectic. I don't know if you guys have ever had to make a fire to keep warm or to try and cook on it, but it is not trivial. It takes a long time to start, so you have to come in like super early to even start the fires. And then getting them to stay at a like sane temperature, especially if you're trying to like get out this many orders at once, it would be insane. You would like probably go nuts. It's not fun, yeah. It's not. I feel like people like they go camping and it looks romantic to be cooking over a fire, but if you had to do it every day, I don't think it would be as enjoyable. Especially over a campfire. Yeah, cooking on like a wood stove or something, not as bad, certainly. Like it's it's enclosed. You can, you can bank the fire, get it to like at least a slightly more consistent temperature space. Don't forget that pastries left on counters at the end of the day become leftover pastries. They can be sold for half of their value the next day. I always just threw them away, which is probably extremely wasteful, but I was like, we'll just make a new batch. Not what I would do in real life. I would take every pastry that we didn't like sell home and eat it. 100%. There was this ice cream place that like was like the main place that hired like kids in high school by me. And I was like always tempted to work there just for the ice cream perk. But then I was like, you know what? It's actually really hard work. And I don't really want to stand in a warm, like wooden stand and have to serve ice cream in like 90-degree heat. I don't think I would make it. So, luckily decided against that one. I don't think it would have worked out for me. I'm not a warm weather person. I know this. Anyone who knows me knows this. They're well aware. I'm not a beach person. I'm not a warm weather person. Just not the way. Scooping ice cream is grueling too. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's like hard work. It's literal like labor. So no thank you. I'm good. But it was tempting, you know, as a kid. I prefer heat to cold. Do you? I'm the exact opposite. I would rather be cold than be hot. Because I just don't know what to do when I get too hot. It's like by that point we're at, I don't know, like death level. Like if I get too warm, it's all over. It's over for me. I know. I don't handle the heat well. Which is also why I don't like the beach. In addition to like sand, which is kind of unenjoyable. And I have thalassophobia, so deep water is also unenjoyable. But it's so hot, and there's no shade in like beach time. Why not both? Prefer like both heat and cold? I missed your earlier streams of this game. Do you get to name the animals in your cafe? I don't think that we do. Also, hello Sophie. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh my goodness, dolls support dolls. Hello, 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 raiders. Welcome, welcome. Let me do a quick raid shout out. Hopefully that works correctly. You were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! How was it? How was it? Was it fun? Were you guys doing ranked or were you doing like friendlies? But welcome in, Raiders. We are playing some lemon cake today, a bit different from Yu-Gi-Oh, I would say. I am a Marionette VTuber. I go by Rosalvia. People call me Raz for short. We play Mahjong and cozy games / farming sims over here. Went undefeated this time because I'm a big meanie with stuffed animals. Nice, nice. I mean, that's the best kind of Yu-Gi-Oh day, I feel like. No losses, just winning. That sounds rad. Well, thank you for bringing everyone over, Sophie. If you guys don't know, Sophie is a really cool doll VTuber. I love the vibe. I've started connecting with other doll and marionette VTubers. We could use some chill after some intense games. I feel that. I feel like sometimes like when I'm doing Mahjong, I like to keep the vibe and I'll try and find people. Like one of my VTuber siblings plays a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! So sometimes if she's on, we'll go visit because people are in the same mental headspace for that. But sometimes it's nice to just chill. Raziel, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the cottage. We're not plotting world domination, don't worry. Exactly. The dolls are not trying to take over. Please remain calm. I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel because of all the meta decks. You like more like creative decks or something? You don't like to see the same stuff over and over, or like things not being viable, I guess? Because I get that. I used to play Magic back in the day. I don't really anymore, but it was fun. Yeah, it's monotonous. Yeah, I think that's the hard thing. When there's not like when the meta of decks is very limited, it's not super fun. When I played Magic, I played Legacy, which was nice because it did usually have a pretty good like spread of decks that people were playing, so it felt a little bit more varied, but there was definitely still, you know, certain decks are just killer, so you'll see more of them if they're brand new and people are really feeling them. But yeah, welcome in. We're playing Lemon Cake. It's kind of a cross between like a Harvest Moon and an Overcooked. So we're just restoring this bakery. We're on a quest to get the lemon cake recipe, which is our colleague, Miss Bonbon the Ghost. It's her favorite recipe. So we're trying, the end of the game is when we get the recipe and we bake one for her. So I have beaten them with the pendulum structure deck sometimes, but it was boring facing the same thing over and over again. Yeah, I feel that. It's like not good to play stuff if it's not fun, so I can totally respect like stepping away if you're not enjoying it. There's no point doing things that you don't enjoy if you can avoid them, especially if something is just like boring to you or uninteresting. So yeah, we're just doing a lot of baking. We turned our bakery into a cat cafe, so we're just hanging out with some cats, just vibing, having a good time. And yeah, just appeasing customers, trying to, you know, kind of on that grind, that capitalist grind for some money, I guess. But largely we're just here for a good time. Just here to relax. The game, if you are hungry, I will say it will continuously make you hungry, so buyer, you know, beware a little bit. Also, Sophie, obviously, if you have to step away, I know you were just streaming, feel free. Super appreciate you bringing everyone by, but definitely don't feel like you have to stick around, because I know how fatiguing it can get to stream for a long time and then hop in and feel like you have to be super engaged. What happens when a cat is adopted? We get money for it, which is nice. I guess other side of that is the chat has come up with a conspiracy theory that it's the same like 6 cats that keep coming back to, like, they keep running away from their homes that they are adopted out to and just keep showing up because they know that they get like treats and pets and all sorts of stuff here. So that's That's the chat's conspiracy theory about the cat cafe in this game. But we get like $7.50 per cat adopted. So it's not like we're making amazing money on it, but it's not bad. Amazing food. Exactly. Like, if you're a stray cat, this place is pretty good. It's a pretty good deal, and they show up. They're the ones that roll up to this place. So I don't think chat is, like, inherently wrong about that. It could be the same cats running away and then, you know, they found their way here once. Why not? Scam artists that work for you? Yeah, we've got kind of a joint scam going. They get adopted out, we get money, and then they come back. And we give them more food and pets. And then they make us more money. So... It sounds like pretty shady, but maybe that's what's happening. Who knows? Who knows? Not I. It's not like we can really interview the cats and be like, "Excuse me, ma'am. Can you please explain how you got here? How are things going?" So, we do, you know, we use context clues. We try our best to come up with reasons for why things are the way they are. You're too good of a rescue org that they like you better than Forever Homes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just too efficient. We're just too strong. Let's see, we need to, like, we are out of cherries, and the cherries take a second pop up. Even with the bees are like working as hard as they possibly can. I love how, I don't know if you can see, they like do flips and stuff in the air. They're having a blast. I wish sometimes I was like, you know, I kind of wish that I was born a bumblebee. That would be pretty rad. They're very joyful. They seem to live very chill lives. Why not, right? Like, they seem happy. I don't know. It seems admirable. Let's do... I don't think we did the biscotti yet. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Let's do 3. Parkour. Yeah. Speaking of bees, I actually saw the largest carpenter bee that I've ever seen in my entire life. It, like, flew past me. He was like at least 1.5 inches, if not 2 inches long, which is that's pretty large for a bee. And he landed on my wooden fence in my garden and then disappeared up into this massive hole that he had chewed out of it. And I was like, all right, I guess you live here now. Enjoy your stay. Yeah, he was huge. They're not mean though. They're very chill. They're like very like chill, solitary bees. But yeah, I was shocked. I was very surprised at his size. I was not ready to see a bee that large on that day at that time. I was like, oh my god, what are you? And he was like, hello, I am chewing on your fence. Hope that's okay. Hope you guys are good with that. And I was like, I mean, I'm pretty medium on the idea, but I'm not going to tell you to stop, so that's fine. He's kind of an improvement on... So we used to have an old barn. We knocked it down because it was, like, not structurally sound. But in the barn, there were these pipe organ mud dauber wasps, which they look pretty spooky, I gotta say, but they're pretty friendly as far as wasps go. Like, they're not actually out to aggress on you if they can help it. The one issue with mud daubers, friendly though they are, is they eat spiders, which meant when they were in a barn, they take spiders in their little wasp hands and they fly at head level with spiders in their hands. And the thing is, sometimes they drop those spiders on you by accident. And that is a travesty for both parties. It is unfortunate to have a spider dropped on your head that you did not expect, and it is also sad for the wasp, that lost the spider that it was trying to carry back to its nest. So that was kind of horrific to see these like wasps flying by with spiders clutched in their little arms and know that they could accidentally just let go and drop them on you. So it was kind of another bonus to the barn being knocked down that we didn't have suddenly many wasps' nests of that variety. In my school, there's just some wasps that fly in the hallways with everyone. They're just vibing. They're like, hey, we go to school here too. How you doing? How's your day been? What's up? That's like hilarious but kind of terrifying at the same time. It's a little spooky. Alright, we're gonna do this lemon wafer. And then what else should we do? Should we do... Maybe we haven't done raisin bread in a hot minute. And maybe sweet roll. And let's do like, I don't know. Which of these? I think these are equally... Let's do lemon sorbet because it's worth more. Might as well. There we go. Gonna pet our dog. Can we pet our cat? For some reason when the cat is on the... Oh, wait. If I press space, I can do it, but not if I click. Weird. We gotta eat our morning cake, as you do. As you do in the morning when you just, you know, you're really hungry. Get some breakfast cake. Whoa, we just moonwalked backwards. Got kind of yeeted out of there. Be sure to pet a cat to increase its chance of being adopted. Oh, we didn't even know that, but we've been petting all of the cats each day. It felt necessary. Like, maybe that's why our cat cafe has been so successful, but we just thought that we were, you know, getting free pets on cats. I don't know who wouldn't see a cat and be like, I want to pet that at a cat cafe, you know? It just seemed like the thing to do. Let's do one... Actually, we'll do 2 and 2, I guess. 2 grapes, 2 lemons. What is in this? Alright. We got 1 lemon wafer done. We're gonna do the second, and then we'll do some raisin bread. And then we will probably do like a sweet roll maybe? Or maybe we'll do a lemon sorbet. That's probably the better move. Though I don't think any of these things take like an insanely long time to bake, truthfully. Put this in here. There we go. Toss this out. Okay, I think that's everything there, and then maybe we just make one more of these. The wafers. And we'll make one more sorbet. Probably should just put the other one in the cart, but it's fine. We will put this one on the pass-through window. And then let me just refill. Let's just do 2 and 2 to keep it even with between grapes and lemons. Even though we really only have the raisin bread recipe, but we can just churn out raisin breads if we have to. Alright, let me put the cats. There we go. Nice. So, let me take a quick look. Okay, it's a little past 8. Before we open the bakery for the day, I'm gonna take a quick break. I have to feed my cat Pickles, because she has a heart condition, so she needs her meds like kind of on time. So I'm gonna put you guys on a quick be right back screen. It's gonna be like 5 minutes or so. And then we'll pop back in and we'll keep playing some more lemon cake. Alright, I'm back. Let me get in here. Real life cat is bed. She didn't want to like get up for dinner, so we'll see. I think she just popped over there, but she was napping. Did not want to wake herself, I guess. Okay. Everything's good in here. I think we pet all the cats. I think we did that. We'll do it again, because what's the harm, really? And then... Alright, I think we're good to open. Get some tea. Reheated. Always double pet? Right, like why stress over whether you pet the cat or not? Just pet it a second time. All is well. All is well. We don't, you know? Why the ambiguity? Alright, we will make another one of these. And what do we need? A wafer. How's Pick? She's doing well. She's been waking us up at 5 a.m. For the past 2 weeks. So we're trying to work on not doing that. Because that's pretty disruptive. But she's doing great. She's vibing. It's just me that's suffering, you know? Let me just take this and put this back down. To wake y'all up. Yeah, she had a... She kind of got like a stomach bug issue, so she just had like an upset stomach for like, I don't know, 2 days or something. And while she was stomach sick, she was like getting up, I guess, at like 5 a.m. mainly to like be sick, which is fair. But I guess she kind of realized, you know, while doing that staying up at like being up at 5 a.m. was pretty cool. So then she wanted to keep doing that, which is not quite the way that I would suggest living. So she's been like, yeah, I think it's super fun to get up at 5 a.m. I think we should all... Because she gets up at 5 a.m. and then yells at us because she wants us to let her out into the hallway so she can go downstairs and, like, play with the mice at 5 a.m. I imagine that's when the mice are, like, really active. Because I don't know, mice might be, like, crepuscular or something by default, which is to say that they're, like, most active at dawn and dusk. So... I feel like they were really, like, schmooving during that time, and she wanted to play with them. But that doesn't really work super well for me and my schedule, so. Also, I do see your pet pick redeem, Miko. I will snag her at next opportunity. She's gonna come in here and be covered in gravy in, like, not that long. So there will be time. But yeah, so she's just been waking us up at that time to yell in our faces. If yelling doesn't work, she taps me on my head, which I don't really enjoy either. So yeah, I've been trying to like tell her that that is not the way, personally. Whether she takes that into consideration or not remains to be seen. But would prefer... Oh, that I can't give this one. I tried to serve this woman the ice cream from my hands again. She was like, ma'am, I'm not gonna accept that. Excuse me. Which, to be fair, if someone showed up to my table and tried to give me ice cream, like not in a cone, but in their hands, I would also probably be like, excuse me? No. Like, that is not hygienic. So we're just doing lemon, so let's do the waffle sundae. I think that sounds great. Alright, so this goes to the person at 4. Then we've got Sweet roll at 1, and then the raisin bread. And then we gotta refill our stocks. Or we can do this. We can give this person this wafer. It's been sitting out for a hot minute. Okay. Let's get, yeah, so we need lemon. There we go. So we need to make a wafer. And take this to the person at 3. Sometimes I feel like if we don't leave food out, people like default to adopting a cat because they're like, well, I guess there's no food here, so I guess we'll just get a cat instead. And I feel like I want to encourage that behavior sometimes, so sometimes I kind of purposefully don't fill my spots here because I want people to adopt the cats. Okay, then we need, what, a lemon wafer, which we do not have. We don't want the sorbet, we want the wafer. See, this is the problem with having a wood-powered cafe. All of our fires will go out simultaneously, which is a bit unfortunate. Let's see, this person at 4 needs this. Then we need a raisin bread. And then we need 1 more wafer. We will give this to the person at 1, and then the person at 3 should be given coffee. Unless I've miscalculated. In which case I would be like a little sad, because we've been having pretty perfect record. As far as no one is mad here. Everyone's been doing pretty well. Alright, grab this. There we go. The one downside is with Miss Bonbon, when she like cleans up spaces, we like don't get experience for it, which is kind of sad. It's kind of nice to get the experience, but she does move people through much quicker, so it's at least worth it on that level. I definitely think the most OP upgrade is the magic broom. Like if I was to rank like crazy good upgrades in this game, it would be magic broom, the brush upgrade, the no burn oven, and the coffee. Because coffee resetting people's like status back to being like the highest tip level is really good. The broom is just broken. The upgraded brush is great because you only have to brush your animals once a day, but you still get the experience for brushing them. And you really would only be brushing them like twice or maybe 3 times, and it would be a huge pain anyway, so it's not like you're missing out on tons of experience by them only kind of being brushable once. And the no burn oven just means that you can juggle stuff a lot easier by just leaving it sitting in the oven if you have to. You don't have to like pull it out and put it somewhere. So that's my like meta tier list if you really wanted to be if you wanted to go hard in this game. That's what I would focus in on. But at the very least, I would hard tunnel into the kitchen upgrades just to get the broom, because it's insane. you get all the experience from everything that it sweeps up, and you don't have to do anything. So it's like crazy. Oh, we're close. We're close to the rabbit. I think I'm gonna remove this just so we can get the waffle sundae situation going. So let's do, we haven't done a chocolate croissant in a second. And then, what is it? It's cherries. And then we could do a biscotti. And then we could do red velvet. We haven't done red velvet in a hot minute. And a marshmallow twist. This is like not a bad situation. All right, I think we should be able to buy the rabbit after the next. Okay, I can't, yeah, we can't pet our pets if they're sleeping, which I guess I can respect, but I also don't know if the eating the cake does literally anything, but I feel like we've had a good run. Okay, I guess we've unlocked all the stuff in the bookshelf. So, I think what we want to do is probably do 3 red velvet cakes because they take the most amount of time. And then 2 biscottis and 1 waffle sundae. I think that's gonna be our plan. So let's first, we only need, let's see, 1 chocolate and 3 cherries, I think, to do that. It's kind of weird to me that the red velvet cake does not require cherries, which is a bit odd considering what red velvet cake is, but hey, we will accept it because it is much easier to cook without needing something from the greenhouse, so we are okay with that, even though it doesn't really make much sense. Considering the redness from red velvet cake comes from maraschino cherry juice, so interesting take. Alright, put that one out. We are going to, 2 of these, and then the sundae. And the sundae is just these. Sundae will go out. This will go out. Cake will sit in the back. Biscuit goes out, and then I think for the actual opening, I think we 50-50, half cocoa, half cherries, because we didn't really make any croissants. We'll make one for the sideboard, but there we go. And then the recap day. Solid. There we go. And cool. I think we're good to open, and then we will just make chocolate croissant while we're waiting. Nice. First cat adopted. Okay, let's do another chocolate croissant. And we will also grab another cocoa from the back. There we go. We need this for marshmallow twist. We need one more cocoa. Let's just do this. Because I think the waffle sundae is like worth a good bit, so like might as well push those if we can. No reason not to, really. There we go. Let's do another red velvet too while we're waiting. And we can also do a biscotti. Alright, let's get a croissant going. Well, these friends might have to wait. Hopefully... Girl, what do you want? Okay, perfect. Biscotti, we've been waiting for you. I was like, oops, we kind of made too much and now we have nowhere to put them, and hopefully we don't get weirdly stacked. But that can sometimes happen. Also, the marshmallow twist is extremely underrated. It is very fast to make, having only one ingredient, and it is well worth the time investment. It's like cheap, but it's not bad to just have in a pinch, so honestly a worthwhile investment. Alright, let's see. Whoop, right before this was about to be done. Let's see, 4 needs Scotty. I'm gonna grab this sundae for 1, and then we'll make twist for 3. See, this is around the time that I start getting super hungry, and so this game, while enjoyable, becomes slightly torturous. Because I get so hungry looking at all the delicious foods. I also kind of forgot about this cake in the back, but kind of nice that someone wants it now, because it's a good time. Alright, got this, and this, for that waffle sundae that we need. We're gonna give it to 2 first. I'm gonna toss this biscotti out here. There we go. All these people are gonna need coffee. It's gonna be a hot minute before I make everybody's stuff. So, glad we have that upgrade. Otherwise, we'd have maybe our first people like leaving. They'd be like, dude. Okay, we'll give it to 4. We also definitely need to bake this cake, because that is going to be long, and hopefully that person hasn't already been given coffee, otherwise we are a little doomed. 3 does not have coffee yet, so not fully doomed. Just a little spooky. Luckily, marshmallow twist is pretty easy. Let's see, 3. Here we go. Then we need 1 marshmallow twist. And our final one is the biscotti. Not bad. We're like down to like 1 oven. Like barely lit. We're like, just a second, don't worry, it's coming. It's like when you know that there's a problem at a restaurant and you feel bad because the server is like trying to come up with reasons. I forget what the situation was. Oh, we had gone out with some friends to this restaurant, and I think it was just crazy busy in there or something. I don't know what the situation was, but it took us a really long time to get our food. And then when our food came, my steak, which was supposed to be like medium rare, was like very well done. Like well done to the point of being like meat dust. You know, like when you cut into a super well done steak and it kind of just sheds meat dust onto your plate because it's so dry. It did that. And normally I don't send stuff back, but it was very expensive, and I was like, I'm not going to eat meat dust steak. So we like tried to send it back, and it again took like a while for them to get it out, and it was like properly cooked the second time, but I felt bad because it was like not our waitress's fault, and you could tell that she clearly was worried that like her tip was going to be affected, and it was like, no girl, I know this isn't you. It's like, whoever, you're not in the kitchen cooking, but you know, people are weird. All right, we got the bunny. We can purchase it. Can't wait to see the bakery rebuilt. Well, we've gotten everything. We just haven't gotten your recipe. I feel like this is pretty good. 60% tip. I feel like we go again next day. I feel like that's the way. Oh my goodness. Look at our rabbit. Look at our rabbit in the window seat. Look at this child. Hello? Are you asleep? Hello? Oh my goodness. It won't let us pet them because they're not awake yet, but I love it. It's so cute. It's so cute. I should have gotten, instead of just a cat, I'll get the dog and the rabbit for next time and put them down here with me. We can have the whole crew. The whole group. Alright, I think we just, what did we do before? We did 2 of the, I think we just do, let's do 2 waffle sundaes, 2 cakes and a biscotti. I feel like that's gonna be the way, and then we'll just make a croissant. First up, we make the slowest stuff first. I feel like after all this experience working for a ghost at this bakery, I feel like we'd make a good bake-off contestant. Great British bake-off. I think we would do well, truthfully. We're very prepared. We've got a cool head under pressure. And we're all about having fun. What else could we ask for, truly? Okay, let's Grab one of these. Okay, then let's fill up, I guess, our hearts. Put this out. This can go on the pass-through. 3-cat day. I thought it was a 4-cat day because I couldn't really see the top, but close, not quite. Hope this is not creepy. Hope this does not deter this lady. Like standing in the doorway, staring at her, being like, hello, what would you like? What are you interested in eating today? Man, people, they really want the cakes? I'm shocked. I feel like some days they don't want them at all because they're, like, expensive. But hey, if they want a cake, we are happy to provide them a cake. Oh my god, so many cakes! The cakes. They cannot be contained. Everyone wants red velvet. It's just a red velvet day. Like, I get that. I can respect that. Sometimes you just really want a nice red velvet cake. But there are a lot of them all on the same day. It also seems like everyone wants to, like, sit down. No one wants to get stuff from the window. I'm gonna make another biscotti just because they're slow. I'm shocked that, I guess, like, not a lot of people have asked for the sundaes. I guess that's our first one of the day. See, we got this one for 4. Oh, put that back. Put that milk back. I feel like it's always like the lunch rush is no joke. The lunch rush hits and it's actually a dead sprint, and before that it's like pretty comfortable. And then lunch, everyone is like ravenous. And you're like, oh. This is real life now. These people are actually like storming the bakery right now. En masse. Looking for food. I think we can just put this cake out, honestly. Honestly, at this point. I like steal from my own display shelves a lot because it just, I like want the tip. I always want the extra money from like serving the people at the table rather than the convenience of people just serving themselves food. But once again, the marshmallow twists, kind of the lifesavers. Underrated, extremely. Because they allow you to get so many perfect orders out, like, so quickly. Not the best in terms of price, they're only like $1.75, but hey, that's fine. I think I'm having pizza for dinner tonight, which is pretty exciting. I'm always pretty amped for pizza night. Any toppings? I don't know, actually. I don't know what we ended up going with for that. Homemade dough? No, it's not homemade. We're doing delivery. We're being Pizza Fridays. Yes, exactly. Pizza Fridays, as they say. Let's see. All right, let's make one of these biscottis, and then I can grab the other cherry for the other one. My favorite pizza is actually hot oil pizza, which is pretty like minimalist as far as like pizza and pizza toppings go, but it's so good. So tasty. I'm gonna wait to see if she serves this person coffee. A customer is about to leave. They wouldn't dare. This place is 5 stars. No one has left our bakery so far. Everyone has been satisfied. Everyone's enjoyed their time. We're very chill here. We've never had someone be dissatisfied. Everyone's gotten what they wanted. It's all been nice. Okay, let's see. We don't really need... We're really just grinding for experience points at this point. What have we not done in a while? We have not done Eggs Benedict. We have not done many... Maybe we do Honey Macaron and... Where's the Honey Cruller? It's in the donuts section. Honey Cruller. Sweet roll. And... maybe like apple tart. We haven't done that in a second. Caramel apple? It's a lot of stuff, but 2 of these don't require anything extra from the greenhouse. 2 of these are honey and 2 of these are apples. So I think that's fine. Look at our rabbit. Ears up, alert. Very exciting. Very exciting. Let me just check something quick. Okay. Not an urgent message. I was like, who is pinging me? Okay, I guess we like reset our notes count, which is like a little weird, but that's fine. I guess if you finished everything and then you go back and you click one of them, it like sets your counter back. I guess because they assume if you want to read all of them through again, that's the only way to do it without having some kind of like drop down menu. Got our honey and our apples. I feel like we've had our cow in this shade for a minute. Maybe we do this color. Just something different. Give Mabel some options, right? What do we have that cooks the longest? Probably the apple tarts. And then maybe the macarons. So maybe we just make a bunch of those. We can put apple tart out, and then we probably want like an eggs benedict out there. So it's definitely not the hardest one to just like whip up. And then maybe a cruller. Let's do one more apple and honey. We'll do a cruller and the caramel apple because that one actually might be a bit of a pain. Cruller. And caramel apple. Caramel apples are my true weakness. I am allergic to apple skins, but I do love caramel apples. So, kind of live dangerously there. I don't eat them that often, and I really shouldn't eat them at all, but I'm always tempted. Always tempted to just eat them and like hope there's an EpiPen nearby if the worst happens. But that is not a good move, by and large. Alright, 2 cacti. There we go. And we have everything out. We do. For some reason I thought that you got experience from relighting the fires, and I was like, wow, that's handy. That makes having the fires go out not that bad. Little did I know that that is not the case. So the fires going out is pretty bad. We got the lemon cake recipe. We got the lemon cake recipe. We want the lemon cake. Yes! Yes! It's been weeks. It's been weeks. We've been waiting for it. Give us this lemon cake. Oh my goodness. What a day. I had no idea. I was like, man, we're gonna have to go all the way to 40 to get the lemon cake recipe. Nope. Can get it before then. Prematurely. Though, considering we've waited this long, I don't really know that it's premature, but still. Oh, whoops. Let's make a cruller. Quick. me get this roll out there. And luckily, we are just in time. Give this person this. So I think if we bake the lemon cake on the next day, I think we finish the game, technically. Which is pretty exciting, all things considered. Pretty rad. Because it's been a long journey. To be fair, I kind of super underestimated how much time it would take to play this game. I looked at it and was like, oh, it'll probably be pretty short, and it was most certainly not that, but it's been fun. It's a good game for sure. Just like reset your expectation that it's gonna be short, if that's what your expectation is, because it is not in fact a short game. But it is a good game, so I do recommend it for that reason. Whoop. Need to get more honey. And then we need an eggs Benny. Toss that in there. Person at 2. Let's also make a sweet roll. Just to like fill up the display shelves. So of course it's like the one that has the eggs Benedict is the one that goes out. The thing that we need. At first I thought that if you left the food in the pass-through window that Miss Bonbon would like deliver it, and then I was sorely mistaken when I realized that nope, she just puts it out on the display shelf. So at least once I made something that was like kind of long and difficult to make, and then she just put it out on the display shelf and someone just like snatched it up immediately, and I was like, oh, we needed that for this person who's about to be very unhappy that their stuff is not out. Alright, let's see. 2. 3. 4. Nice. That was quick. Toss these out. The thing is, once you kind of like get things unlocked, your ability to just get a bunch of experience by baking quickly is pretty unlocked, which is nice. Before that point, it is a bit more of a struggle to get things moving quickly. Let's get some, we need what, an apple, honey, go. What do we need? We need cruller and a tart. I don't even know what a cruller is. I just like it. It just looks like a honey donut thing, which looks cool. I would eat that. It makes me want to like track one down. Alright, we got, let's see, person at 2 needs it first. Then we need another cruller, I think. Toss these in. Alright, we have, let's see, this person is at 3. And then who knows what the final order will be. The last one before we bake a lemon cake. Okay. Grab the honey. It's kind of a hectic menu, I won't lie. That was like a bit more running around than I necessarily like wanted to do. Alright. Got that. So I guess, I don't know, I guess we'll just try baking a lemon cake tomorrow. And then, I don't know, giving it to Miss Bonbon? We might have to do one more day. I don't know if the game will like end. Or if we'll have to like save or something, but because you can only save by like ending a day. At this point, we don't even really need a real menu. We could like just have lemon cakes. Like lemon cake and marshmallow twist or something easy. Alright, because like we unlocked everything. There's nothing additional. Take all this off. Give us the lemon cake. And then give us a marshmallow twist. I wish I could bake again. I'm sorry, girl. You are a ghost, which I think kind of hampers that. I don't know, I feel like she could poltergeist it, you know? Like, I feel like she could pull it off. She might have to, you know, spend some extra energy. Whoop. Okay, so the time is now. So we just load up on lemons in our carts. And we need like 2 more. 1 more, I guess. We're gonna do this. We're doing it. This is it. This is it, guys. The lemon cake is in the oven. It has begun. And now we wait. Pet the cats. Alright. Lemon cake. Put the last in. Is this what I think it is? It is, Miss Bonbon. It smells just like my lemon cake recipe. I can tell you baked it perfectly, just like I used to in the old days. Thank you for helping me run the bakery, Raz. I hope you had just as much fun as I did. I guess you can leave the bakery now, but you don't have to go just yet if you want to stay for a little while longer. I'll always be here to run the bakery with you. We did it. And we gave her the cake and she ate it. Bless. Oh my goodness, Iris, thank you for the toast redeem. So, I'd like to offer a toast to Iris, the glorious, like, Eldritch Eye librarian. Iris is an amazing streamer and super funny, and actually an absolute joy to talk to as well, both on and off stream. And they are my, like, pulse. They have their, like, finger on the pulse of cozy games and are always sending me like A+ recommendations the minute that they find something. So if you ever need someone to like tell you what game to try out, what to play, you like cozy stuff, Iris has you covered. So cheers to Iris. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for coming in. And I hope you have a good Friday. And I hope you're set up for a quality weekend as well. We did it. We got the lemon cake. So I guess we can just, I don't know, we can like open the bakery and just vibe. We don't really need to do anything. We'll just do this to save. Yeah, we did it. We got the lemon cake recipe. Turns out you don't have to get to 40, which is great. I think you can first get it at 38. So we're just gonna be baking a bunch of lemon cakes today, which is awesome. And we gave one to Miss Bonbon, and she told us basically that we finished the game, which was cool. All was well. All was well in the world. Miss Bonbon was like, I wish that I could bake again, and I was like, I'm pretty sure you can if you just like hard poltergeist it, but I understand the sentiment of feeling like you can't, I guess. Ghosts that you are. But yeah, it's been a long journey. Lemon Cake has been very enjoyable though. It is definitely a fun game. It takes a bit of time. It is definitely a little grindy. Gonna lurky while I set up some stuff. Yes, of course, of course. Feel free. Everyone is always welcome to lurk in here. We're always just hanging out. You guys, if you are interested, Iris is also doing a big, like, charity stream tomorrow. So that looks super fun. And some cozy games like unpacking are on the list. Which y'all know, we had some feelings. We felt some things during unpacking that were not always positive emotions, but that is an interesting game for sure. We were pretty harsh on some of the characters in unpacking, we should say. Let's see. I think we're just gonna like bake as many lemon cakes as we can, seeing as people are probably just gonna ask for those like 99% of the time. Considering we only have 2 items on our menu because we were like, let's see what happens. But to be fair to ourselves, we had pretty much finished all of the unlocks in the game. It was just waiting until the like lemon cake recipe was out. So I feel kind of justified in our choice there. Let's see. We're just gonna wait, I guess. People sit down. I'll just keep one lemon cake in the back, though I'm sure people will ask for more. I feel like some people sometimes come in and then they're like not into what we have available to them. Usually I think because it's like too expensive. Like I think if all of your items are too expensive, people get like unhappy about it. Which I guess I can understand. If you went to a bakery and all they were selling was like ooh, bless me. If you were going to a bakery and all they were selling was like, I don't know, things wrapped in gold leaf, you would probably be like, you know what? I don't need to eat here. It's all very pricey. My hope is that if they don't like what's on sale, they just get a cat instead. Which seems to be working. Our adoption rate is going up. Alright, let's see, we need the person at 1, and then we probably need some more lemons. Whoop, put that back. There we go. So many lemon cakes. I mean, we knew that would be the case. Yes, please give us the perfect order by giving that person coffee right before we serve them. the ideal setup. Alright, got this one. What is this next one? Marshmallow twist. We have like the hardest thing on the menu and the easiest thing on the menu at the same time. We have no, absolutely zero like in between recipes going. Alright, let's see. This person at 1 wants this. We might have to put this out. Just so it sells. Because I don't really like dealing with day-old pastries the next day. So someone will buy that, and then anyone who comes in will just make the rest as they come in. Ooh. There you go. I don't even know, the game might, or like, the day might end before this finishes. Not sure what happens there. I'm not sure if we, like, get in trouble for leaving something in the oven. We should just pull it out, though. Don't need that. Alright. We did it! We revitalized this whole bakery. Unlocked everything that we could possibly unlock in the tree. It's our final interlude with Spectre Mustache. I kind of was hoping that there would be more voice lines from him at the end. Not that I'm gonna say I was like looking forward to any like weird romance between like him and Miss Bonbon, but I was like, some level of ending dialogue would have been nice. I would not have complained. Because it feels a little anticlimactic to like finish and then it'd be like, yeah, go catch bugs. Go sweep up some more beetles while you're at it. This menu looks great. I don't know that it looks great. Alright. We did it. Him and Miss Bonbon are gonna what? We did finish. We got the lemon cake here. I don't know if you can actually, the cat is like directly in the way. We did make a lemon. I'll bake one just for you, Miko. We can bake one quick. So you can witness the glory of the lemon cake. But we did finish the game. I thought it was gonna take us all the way until 40. But they gave us the recipe at 38. So we baked the lemon cake. We'll give this one to Miss Bonbon. We baked a lemon cake and we gave it to Miss Bonbon. She was like super excited, and then she basically told us that we had like finished the game, but that we could still stick around and bake stuff if we wanted to. So it sounds like you can just keep baking infinitely if you really just want to show up and hang out. Please send me a lemon cake. I will fax it to you. Be waiting at your fax machine for it to come through. See? This is the lemon cake. This is it. And now we can give it to Miss Bonbon. Look at us. And the cats in our cafe. Pleasant as always. Bad news, I don't have a fax machine. It might be difficult for me to fax you a lemon cake then. But yeah, so that was lemon cake. Can you give cake to the cat? We can try. We can bake another one and try. I don't know if any of the animals will accept a lemon cake, truthfully. It's not really good for them, so I would be kind of surprised if they did. But we also wait. Okay, hold on. Let me give... We've never had this secret unlocked. I guess you have to give the cat that's on the floor the milk. You need a floor cat. Wow. I kind of stepped in its milk bowl there. That is very joyful. I guess we'll have to see if the other cat wants the cake. Let's see. It does not. We can put it here though. Place of honor. Alright. Yeah, so that was lemon cake. We did it. We completed the game. There's technically 2 other recipes that we could get, but they're not needed, and it is kind of grindy at this point. So I don't know that we will complete those. But this is a super fun game. I had a good time playing it. I hope you guys had a good time watching it. Hopefully it wasn't too boring when we kind of got into the grind and we were just trying to level up as fast as possible. I've decided that I actually kind of prefer Mabel's original colors. I liked the secret about changing the colors on her, but I actually like the black and white. Like Holstein, I think, dairy cow look. So I think she's best in her original skin. But thank you guys so much for joining me here tonight, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, and weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out.